Now we will discuss regarding proposed solution for resolving the controversy. First among this proposed solution is development of competent human resources. To study the drugs, students, academicians, Vaidya, that is physicians, pharmacists, researchers must be competent with the following aspects. If the researcher, those who are doing research on this removing the controversial aspect of the plant, they must have a deep knowledge on the Ayurvedic treatise. Knowledge of Sanskrit is highly essential to do the interpretations of those Sanskrit knowledge, Sanskrit literature, grammatical interpretations, and that can be also collaboration with the Sanskrit experts, because here when Ayurvedic experts knowing the Sanskrit meanings for the which purpose it is being used, we can have our own interpretation considering the context of this Ayurvedic medicinal uses. But the exclusive Sanskrit grammatician or a Sanskrit literary experts, they have their own thinking, they interpret in a different way. So, a interlinking of expert in Ayurveda having a Sanskrit knowledge is highly essential to overcome this, to deal with this controversial aspect. Then the researcher or the academicians who wants to be involved in doing research on this controversial aspect to remove to have come up with this controversy, he must have knowledge, preliminary knowledge on botany and that the taxonomy part and pharmacognostical part in particular. The pharmacognosy, it includes its macro and microscopic and some pharmacological properties and preliminary phytochemical pharmacological actions. So, this knowledge which will give information, this knowledge will help to interpret the pharmacological action of those plants, the classical attributed karmas and the having morphology and microscopic characters. So, all these things when mixed together, we can come to a conclusion regarding the identity. Knowledge about the current market practices with focus on adulteration and substitutions. This is also essential. This part, if the person which is supposed to be involved in this study of controversy, he must be aware regarding the current market practice, current botanical sources available in the market in the name of that particular drug, and knowledge about the legal aspects in this nature, particularly the Drugs and Cosmetics Act, import and export, etc. should be also, he should be aware regarding this, how the plant, when this plant was introduced to India, whether that is exotic one, exotic to India, and that has been introduced at which point of time. So, all these things he must have an knowledge regarding, updated knowledge regarding legal aspect and the import and export history. So, this aspect also help in eradicating the controversy of the medicinal plants. So, competent human resources must be is essential for doing research on this aspect. And another competent person, human resources, he must be aware about the knowledge of Ayurvedic treatise. To critically review literature pertaining to a drug. As in today, we know that Ayurveda, where we have discussed that Ayurveda has been written since the Vedic period, then it comes to the Samhitas, then the Nighantus, and they were transferred from one text to available. So, information regarding these plants can be traced in the Veda, in the Samhitas, in the Nighantus, in the Chikitsa Granthas, in the Rasa Grantha, and as and available different medicinal plants related text, particularly the Dravya text, and also a knowledge about the flora available at different places. Different states have their own flora, and it is published, particularly the flora of British India, the flora of Saurashtra, the flora of Bombay Presidency. All these different floras must be referred according to the plant availability of that plant in that area. And the ethnomedicinal informations of these plants, ethnomedicinal informations, because to overtake this controversy, many pharmacological properties are not reported in the classical text of Ayurveda. There are certain pharmacological actions which are in practice in the traditional in the ethnic people. They may give us a clue regarding the overcome the controversy. So this part also to be dealt. I can cite one example here, how we got a huge information regarding a plant in different classical text of Ayurveda. Here I am citing an example of a medicinal plant, Arka. Arka as a single medicinal plant is used, we can find description in the classical text such as Nighantus, Rasagranthas, Chikitsa Grantha and Samhitas. Particularly Arka being a group of Vishavarga poisonous plants, we can find there are near about 133 references in different classical Rasagranthas, that is used for the Shodhana, Marana, Bhasmikarana, Sattapatana and Dhruti, Bandhana, etc. And particularly in context of Parada, Maharasya, Uparasya and Dhatus. So there are large number of informations regarding Arka in Rasagranthas. And if you see the Chikitsa Granthas, there are near about 1000 formulations of Arka found in different classical texts of Ayurveda, and Chikitsa Grantha in particular, Samhita Grantha and Chikitsa Grantha. So huge information is available in all the classical texts. So while doing research on the controversial aspect of a plant, all the text, particularly in which context that has been used, this will give us a clue to find out the exact cause of the controversy, and that can be discussed there. So here in Rasa Shastra, in the Rasa Granthas also, that is the where Rasa Grantha is used, Arka is used for different processing. But in the Rasa Grantha, there are near about 947 formulations and different indications of this Arka, different formulations, dosage forms are also there. So these things gives us total informations about the Arka. So here I mean to say that huge informations about a single plant is available in different classical texts of Ayurveda, and that must be gathered and that must be correlated, and then only we can come to a conclusion regarding this controversy of this botanical identity. Particularly knowledge of the Sanskrit language will helpful to correlate the synonyms, the paryaya. Particularly in case of Arka, we have synonyms. So we have there is no specific categorization of the synonyms. Through interpreting their Sanskrit names to the common interpretations, we can come up with some characters of the pharmacognostical character. Particularly, we can categorize the synonyms attributed to Arka into morphology categories such as habit, flowers, fruits, leaves, latex, flowering season, bodily function, then skin tone, and particularly as it is some traditional or classical interpretations, particularly to Lord Shiva. So this type of interpretation only when we interpret these plants in terms of by understanding the Sanskrit meaning, then only we can come to an conclusion for their proper interpretations. And the properties of Arka, Alarka and Ratarka. Arka is also somewhat different names and interpretations are there. So, classical text also differ regarding the properties of attributed to Arka also. We need a preliminary knowledge of the botany, because in many a plant, many a classical text of Ayurveda, the varieties of Arka is been noted. You see in Rajanigantu, the 4 varieties has been attributed. There is mentioned, Rajanigantu mentioned 4 varieties of Arka. Shodhara Nigantu gives 3 varieties of Arka. Dhanvantari Nigantu and Bhavprakash Nigantu and other Nigantus gives us 2 varieties. Note about the 2 varieties of Arka. So, here in the classical text itself, there are from 2 to 4 varieties of Arka is mentioned. So, considering the botanical characters and the flower nature of the morphological nature of the plants, if we can interpret the plant into different varieties of Arka. So, for this botanical knowledge controversy to botanical knowledge is highly essential. This picture will give you some information to overcome the confusion regarding the botanical identity and classical synonyms of the Arka. Another aspect for to overcome this controversial aspect of the medicinal plant to proper identification of the medicinal plant is interdisciplinary approach. To validate the morphological characteristics as well as therapeutic properties, there is a need of different organizations to work together. Particularly, we have in the research field, different research organizations are working on medicinal plants. We have National Medicinal Plant Board and the Forestry Department, we have CDRI, we have CMAP, we have CCRS, CSR laboratories, all are working on medicinal plants, and some are working on their phytochemical parts, some are working on their cultivation aspect, and some are working on their pharmacological phytochemical part also. So, when we work together, we have a interdisciplinary approach, then it would be easier starting from their morphological characters, phytochemical and clinical applications. When all these characters mentioning of all these are found in a proper sequential way, then only the conclusion can come for the proper botanical identification, botanical source of that plant. So, we have also informations about the plants. This is the as I told you in the previous slide regarding the informations, all the informations about a plant has not been noted in the classical text of Ayurveda. Many informations are there still with the tribal people. They are not noted in the classical text of Ayurveda. So, but the names indicated, we can, their information from the classical text of Ayurveda should be collected, and they are supposed to be interpreted, and then only we can, they can give us some hints for fixing the botanical names of a medicinal plant. I am citing here an example of Arka. Arka as in today is being used by 50 tribes in the country, and Arka is also being used 44 disease conditions, among which 53 are internal and 52 are external applications. And Arka is considered as a pious plant, sacred plant being used by in the Hindu religion. So, this type of vast information is available in the tribal domain, and if that information can give us clue for the botanical identification to overcome this controversy also. And now we will discuss a proposed protocol for study of controversial classical medicinal plants. For this, as we have discussed earlier, a thorough review of the classical literature is must. Opinion of the commentators should be taken, opinion of the different scholars and available candidates, development of a research pro forma, their collection of these candidates from different parts of the country which are being used in that name particularly, and comparative assessment of all the candidates available collected from different parts of the country in the name of that particular drug. They must be investigated in terms of their pharmacognostical character, phytochemical character, pharmacological actions and clinical study also, through clinical study. So, that then only we can come to a conclusion and find out the exact botanical source of that plant which is mentioned in the classical text of Ayurveda. A thorough, first we will discuss regarding how to carry out a review of literature. Thorough review of literature, first we have to do the compilation of the vernacular names of the ambiguous plants, the compilation of all the attributed synonyms of the plant from available Nighantus and other classical texts. This flow chart gives you the information how to do the thorough review of these plants, then etymological analysis of the synonyms and vernacular names through the help of Sanskrit experts, compilation of the various botanical equivalents and authentic botanical description of that ambiguous drug, and compilation of the pharmacological properties and actions. So, to do the literary research on the controversial part of a medicinal drug is very essential and it should be exhaustive. We can have that many researches has been carried out as per the pharmacological actions and phytochemical properties of medicinal plants. So, all this information should be compiled and characterized basing upon their classical claims and their vernacular names. So, compilation of the reported ethnopharmacological, ethnomedicinal and ethnomedicinal uses should be there. Then compilation of the reported pharmacological properties and action of the equivalent botanicals through experimental and clinical studies. So, a thorough literature review of literature is essential. Then development of a research pro forma, classical text Samhita, Chikitsa-gantha and Rasa-gantha, ethnopharmacological claims, phytoconstituents, pharmacological activities and clinical activities. So, this research pro forma should contain all these 5 informations, that is the informations about the plant in the classical text, information about the ethnopharmacological claims, the already researched phytoconstituents, pharmacological activities and clinical activities. Particularly the collection of the candidates, that is what are the botanical sources as are in practice in the name of a particular plant drug. I want to cite here an example of Rasna. You see the Rasna, in the name of Rasna we have near about 42 plants which are used in the name of Rasna at different parts of the country. Starting from Areva lanata, Alpinia chinensis, Alpinia galanga, Alpinia nutans, Alpinia officinarum. So, a single genus having different species are also used in the name of Rasna, and based upon that we have compiled this information of Rasna. Then in Aristolochia, different species of Aristolochia are also used in the name of Rasna. In the tribal people, the Blepharospomum subsessile is also used. Clotoreria gentiana, Turania viscosa, Anicostema is also used. Heliotropium, 2 to 3 species of Inula, Lepidographis, and other species are used in the name of Rasna. So, all these plants which are used, botanical sources which are used in the name of Rasna must be collected, and their the 5-point criteria starting from their ethnomedicinal claims, their classical, their pharmacological properties, phytochemical properties should be collected and prepared in a tabular form. So, all these things needs a systemic approach, and then only we can come to conclusion regarding the proper botanical identity of a controversial medicinal plant. So, dear friends, we today in this lecture we discussed regarding the probable cause of controversy and a roadmap to overcome the controversy of the medicinal plants. And this link provided in this slide will give an information regarding 2 different plants, that is how as an exemplary way to carry out research on the botanical to find out the controversy, that is one in Jeevanti, another in Rasna, starting from their review of literature to the clinical study, and then only we can come to one conclusion. So, thank you.